Hello there. Today I'm going to be doing a greatsword tier list, obviously from best to worst. Just going to be, putting them on the thing, you know how tier lists work. So, all right. So starting off, I'm going to start with the Dark Knight, and clearly it's D tier. Like this thing is trash. Like if you look at it, it's just a bunch of scales glued onto like a hilt. It's just embarrassing. Like I don't think anyone would want to be caught dead with this thing. It looks so fucking stupid. So yeah, D tier, worst, complete garbage. Don't recommend. All right, next up we have the Kamora Ninja Cleaver. If I grab the Rampage one, put it next to each other, it's the same exact cleaver, except you can't change its color. So it looks nice, but because of that small nuance, I'm gonna have to put it in B tier. All right, next up is the Abominable Greatsword, Colossal Axe Greatsword, and like it looks beautiful. Like you see the hilt, like the double hilt, like the floral on the side. It just looks like a big giant cleaver, and that's what you want with your greatsword, to look like a great sword. And clearly, this is S tier. Like this is top of the line. This is what you want all your weapons to look like. All right. Next up is the Hyeno Yo Hino, and I think it looks alright. It looks alright. Like the design's really pretty. The hilt's kind of like bamboo esque. I wanna put it in B tier. I think it's an A tier weapon, but I don't know. Just it looks more like a longsword. It looks really nice, but I just think it looks too much like a longsword to like put it any higher, in my opinion. All right, next up is the Colossal Axe Blade. Where is it? And it doesn't even look like a great. It looks like a fucking gun lance. I wouldn't. No, no, we don't do gun lances here. You can go to the gun lance tier list video. We don't do gun lances here. I'm sorry. Let me just make sure to put it ahead of the Nargis sword because it doesn't look like a bunch of fucking spikes glued on it. All right, next is the Baroth sword, the Karapake blade, and it looks alright. I like it. Just it looks simple. It looks like Baroth. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Just it's a neat blade. So the Tigrex greatsword I'm torn on because it just looks like the top of his mouth. I mean it looks cool, but like it's the top of his mouth, and it's kind of lazy. So I'm gonna have to put that in C tier. I'm sorry, Tigrex fans. Just it looks like a lazy weapon. I'm sorry. All right. So next is the Kezu Shockblade. I don't know. Let me think here. It looks like a Dead Space weapon, and when I play Monster Hunter, I don't like being reminded of Lost Planet because 2 was okay and the rest of the games were kind of shit. So we're just gonna put it in C tier. I think it looks unique, but we don't do that here. I'm sorry. So all right, next up is the Snapper Blade. Where is it? Honestly, I've never seen this weapon, but it looks just like the Narga one, but solely because it's not the Narga one. It has less scales just glued onto it, so I'm gonna have to put it ahead of the Narga one. But like, it's still shit. Don't use it. And next is the Poison Serpent Blade. I mean, I guess the whole blade looks unique. It's still just a bunch of shit glued on it. I'm gonna put it in C. I think it's better than the Kezu one. It's kind of like the Tigrex one, but I don't know. It looks shitty. And next up we have the Illusionary Fro Blade. This is gonna be Somnicants. This is here. And I think it looks like a traditional greatsword with like sort of fin spin on it, and I think I like that. I'd say not as much as like the Rampage blade, which is like the standard, but it looks nice. I like it. Alright, next is the Chrome Quietus, which is here. And if you play World, this is gonna look familiar because just about every fucking great sword in that game looked just like this one, but with shit glued on it. I think as a sword alone, it looks nice, so I'm gonna put it in B tier, but it just gives me triggering flashbacks, and I hope we don't see. I mean, I'll probably find it as I'm going down, but no, I don't agree with that. Like what they did with the rest of it. All right, next is the Crimson Goat. It, the head kind of does remind me of a goat, and this does look like a great sword. This goes in the A tier for a great sword. I like it. I really like the look of it. All right, next up is the Deterio Cleaver. Looks alright. It's a big sword. I mean, I put it like with Bareth, but it's a world weapon, so I don't know if it's like the same shit here. I mean, it looks like a great sword, but with like, you know what? I'm gonna put it down here, down here even, because it's just a bunch of shit glued onto a regular great sword. I don't like that. All right. Next up is the Paladi, and as you can see, it's Is this even a great sword? It looks cool. I just don't know if it's a great sword. I'll put it in B for a bit like a great sword. That's fair. Alright, Daybreak Cleaver. I really like this one. It looks like a royal great sword, you know? And even though you get it early on from the stupid chicken, but it looks good. I like it. This is like peak design, I think, besides like, the peak design. Alright, next is the Tetragon Cutter. I don't know, man. I'll put it in C, but rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. It's something about that rubs me the wrong way. Alright, next is the bone one, the Great Wyvern Fang, wherever the fuck that is. Where is it? Did the tier list maker not put it in here? Well, I was gonna shit on it anyway, so just if you remember that weapon, just remember I shat on it. No big deal. Blade of Talos. That this one? It's this one. It's the same fucking blade. It's not even a great sword. Shut the fuck up. Don't even talk to me. Alright, next is the slit. That's just, okay, yeah. These aren't great swords. These aren't great swords. They're fucking. They're axes. We don't use that shit. I'm sorry. All right. Next is the Taurus whip. The Terra Cutter. I think it looks nice, but because it's that shitty world monster, I'm gonna also put it in D. I think everyone can understand there. Rathalo's Fire Sword. This one's a classic. If you didn't put it in, this one's a classic. It has a nice design. Looks kind of like a Rathalos. I think it's cool. I'm gonna put it in A tier because I respect Rathalos as the box monster. I respect him. Alright, next is the Feud Horn Sword, the Diablos one. Now, the issue with this one is it has negative affinity. It doesn't have white sharpness. It has 230 attack, but so does the Gauss Sword. But the Gauss Sword isn't a piece of shit, so I'm just gonna put it in like C tier because like it's just low tier. Like we don't really deal with like we're aiming for high damage, and 230 is a high number, but with just blue sharpness for like fucking what 3 hits, and then minus 15 affinity, 25% affinity. You don't want to use this. All right, moving on. The Jaggy Great Blade. Where are we? The fuck is it? They did not put this shit on either. Well, if you want to look into it, it looks stupid. So there you go. There's your Jaggy Blade. The Gnashing Flamenzon. What did the Anjanath one? Hold on. Anjanath Great Sword World. Does this get a glow up? You can tell if it got a glow up or not. It's the Rise. I think it's the same weapon. Why'd they put effort into the Anjanath weapon, but like none of the whatever? You know what? This one looks cool, so I'll put it in B, but I got my eye on you. The Usurper Storm. This is a sick weapon. I'm putting that in A. Yeah. Pretty cool. Big sword, like there's a little cool gap in there. I like it. The Cataclysm Blade, the Ludroth one. They put the Ludroth one in here, but not the J. Whatever. It's just a bunch of shit glued on a regular. Don't even. No, shut up. Whatever, man. It's like next to Pukey. I'll put a Pukey above because it actually looks like a great sword. Lagombi. It's simple. It's a simple sword. It looks neat. Doesn't do much, but yeah, it looks cool. I'll give it that. Magdamalo. This is like that, but like plus. So this goes like right up next to A. I really like it. This is a sick weapon, honestly. All right, the Demon Rod. This is not a great sword. It looks cool, but like you should make it like a hammer or something because it's not a great sword. Just gonna fucking try again. I guess whatever. Okay. Next is the Azer Elder Greatsword, the Ibushi one. It looks interesting. It's an interesting looking sword. But the problem is it kind of looks like a charge blade. And unfortunately we're here reading great swords, not charge blades, so I'm just going to put it like right next to the club. The same with the Thunderbolt sword, it doesn't look like a great sword. It looks like a good sword. We're not here for those. Ice Steel Edge, this is a fucking thickum and a quarter, dude. I like it. I'm putting it in S tier. That's a thick. You don't want to be using that one. That one's sick. Teostra, this is a club. This is the same shit. Like, just put it. Stop making these fucking non-great swords. Like, go back to world design even if you're just gonna make fucking clubs and spears and fucking gun lances and shit. Fucking garbage. Scimitar. This looks so cool, but it's not a great sword. I'll put it in C out of pity, but it's a fucking scimitar. It's even called a Simishamar. Same fucking. Come on. Alright, Cactus. I think the Cactus is pretty cool, so I'm gonna put it in A tier just for that. Alright, this looks like fucking. What's his name from Dynasty Warrior? The strategist. It looks like his feather thing, but like on a stick. And I respect that guy, but like this isn't a great sword either, so I'm gonna put that there. The fish, you know, the fish has got to go in A tier. Like honestly, come on, come on, it's the fish. Come on, man. All right, the umbrella. Umbrellas are not great swords. It's simple as that. I'll put it above the Narga one because nobody should use this piece of shit. But yeah. This kind of looks cool. Reminds me of a. Oh no. It's like that chick where like, you know, she's probably attractive in person, but her cover photos like, it reminds me of like a dual blade user, and those are kind of yucky. But I didn't see out of pity, like a pity, you know, swipe right. And lastly, we have the Rampage, which is the Kamora Cleaver. But you can make it fucking purple, and that's purple is sick. So I'm gonna put it in S tier because of that. It's pretty cool. Make the blade purple. The fuck is this? How did I not go through that one? Whatever. It looks like a great sword. We'll just put it in B. Whatever. All right. So that was my great sword tier list. You use the top ones. You ignore the bottom ones, especially this one. And there you go. Have a nice day. Buy Persona 4 Golden on Steam so they can port Persona 4 Arena Ultimix. Thank you.